Hello students, welcome to my channel Science World, and if you find this video useful for you, then please like, comment and share with your friends. Also subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that you will get the notification of my upcoming videos. Students, in our last video we have discussed about the wind and pressure. Okay, and in this video we are going to discuss about the generation of wind currents. Generation of wind currents. What is the reason of generation of wind currents and what is the effect? So let's start. See, we know that winds are caused by the heat of the sun. That means winds are caused by the unequal heating of different parts of the earth, and this unequal heating of the earth, it does not only cause day to day weather changes, but it also causes certain permanent winds that blow in different parts of the world, and these winds are known as planetary winds. These winds are known as planetary winds. Look at this picture. Here you can see the different zones of earth, that is equatorial zone, then tropical and the polar regions. Okay, so this equatorial part, that is this, here you can see this equatorial region is there, and the winds that are blowing towards equator, they are known as northeast trade winds in northern hemisphere and southeast trade winds in southern hemisphere. Okay, in the same way, the winds that are blowing here in the tropical regions, they are known as westerlies in the northern hemisphere, and here in southern hemisphere also westerlies are there. Okay, and then the winds that are blowing in the polar regions, they are known as easterlies in both the polar regions, that is northern and southern, north pole and south pole. Okay, so these are the winds, and these winds are known as planetary winds. There are trade winds, westerlies and easterlies in both the hemisphere. These are the winds. Okay, these are the winds, planetary winds. Now here horse latitude. Horse latitude is the latitude in the both the hemisphere, and it lies at 30° north and 30° south. 30° north and 30° south. Why I am telling this to you about horse latitudes? Because the wind pattern that we are going to study next, it is this horse latitude or 30° latitude will come in that section. Okay, so you remember 30° latitude in the north and 30° latitude in the south, they are known as the horse latitudes. Okay, now let's see the generation of wind currents, how these winds are produced. Okay, uneven heating of the earth generates wind current, that we know, and because of this uneven heating of the earth, two kinds of situations arises. These are, the first one is uneven heating of equator and the poles. Uneven heating of the equator and the poles. Now what happens? See, the region around the equator receives maximum heat from the sun throughout the year, that we know, that all the tropical regions, all the equatorial regions, they get maximum heat throughout the year, because the sun rays are falling directly over this region. Okay, and therefore the air in these regions gets heated up. Air is very warm here, it gets heated up, and this warm air rises up. Okay, and the cooler air from the surrounding 0 to 30° latitude belt, that I told you, 30° latitude belt on either side of the equator rushes towards the equator. Means suppose this is the equator, then 30° from here and 30° from south. Okay, both the hemisphere, northern and southern hemisphere, 30°. Okay, so this cooler air from both the sides, that is north and south hemisphere, 30° from 30° latitude, this cooler air, it moves towards the equator. Okay, This is because of the difference between the temperature of these winds. The winds that are blowing from equator to the 30-degree latitude, they are warm air is there, and it is light and it rises up and moves towards 30-degree latitude, and from 30-degree latitude the cooler air, it blows towards the equator. Okay, then what happens at 60-degree latitude? At 60-degree latitude the air is warmer than the poles. Suppose this is the pole, here it is pole and it is 60-degree latitude. Then what happens here? At 60-degree latitude the air is warmer than the polar region. Okay, and that's why the warm air rises and cold air from polar region, it blows towards the tropical region. Okay, polar region rushes the air, that is the warm air rises and the cold air from polar regions rushes to take place in 60-degree. Okay, and thus wind currents are generated from poles to the equator, and in this way these polar winds, they move towards the 60-degree latitudes and then towards the equator. So this happens because of the difference in pressure. Okay, difference in the air pressure. How it happens? Let's see. Again we will see that picture. Here you can see the warm air rises because of low pressure. Okay, this warm air rises, then this air has high pressure because this is cold air. Okay, this air is cooler and it moves towards the equator. Okay, in both the hemispheres, because here high pressure is there, so these high pressure winds, they blow towards the low pressure area, that is in the equatorial region. Then next, here 60-degree latitudes, what happens? The polar regions, here and here, the polar regions have very what we can say, high pressure because of cooler air. Okay, and this cooler air, it moves towards 60-degree, it moves towards the 60-degree latitudes because here the air is warm. Here air is warm and air rises because of low pressure. That means polar winds move towards the equator and equatorial winds move towards the polar regions, like this they are moving. So this equatorial region, whatever the winds are blowing there, they are known as northeast trade winds and southeast trade winds. These are moving from 30-degree to equator in both the hemisphere. And then polar winds, they are blowing from polar regions to the 60-degree latitudes. Okay, in both the hemisphere. So in this way the wind currents are formed because of the heating of air in equatorial regions. Okay, this is the reason why these wind currents are formed all over the world. Okay, then the second situation we will see, that is uneven heating of land and water. Uneven heating of land and water. Then here what happens, during summer the land near the equator warms up faster than the water in the oceans. Equatorial region, the air or the land is warms up faster than the water in the oceans. We know that land gets heated early and also it gets cooled early than the water. The air above the land also gets heated and rises up. The air above the land also gets heated and rises up. The cooler air over these seas, it rushes towards the land. Okay, these winds carry a lot of water and brings rain. and it forms a part of the water cycle. These are known as monsoon winds, and how in this way the monsoon winds are formed. Okay. रुत in Hindi रुत मतलब it is मौसम. Okay, and in Arabic it means season. In winter the wind blows or wind flows from the land to the ocean. In winter season opposite situation is there, that means the wind flows from land to the ocean and they do not carry moisture or they do not bring rain. Okay, so this is another situation that occurs because of uneven heating of the different parts of the earth. So uneven heating of land and water, they cause the phenomenon just like the sea breeze and land breeze. Okay, and in India the monsoon season or the rainy season or the winds that bring rains, they bring rain in a particular period. Okay, and that's why they are known as monsoon winds, and we have a season that is rainy season because we have rainfall in this particular months only. Okay, then in India the monsoon winds flow in the southwest direction during the summer, and this is due to the uneven heating of the land and the deserts in the Rajasthan and water of the Indian Ocean. In winter opposite thing is there, the winds flow from northwest colder lands and they carry little water and bring small amount of rain or no rainfall. I will explain you in the picture here. Here you can see the summer monsoon brings heavy rainfall in most of the parts of India. Now what happens during the these months, the summer months? During the summer months, this part is northern India, it gets heated up. Okay, and that's why here low pressure area is there on all the land part of India. Okay, and because of this low pressure the winds blow from high pressure, that is over this water here, Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. Here high pressure is there because the air is cooler than the land area. Okay, and because of this cooler air moves towards the land, it moves towards the Indian subcontinent like this. You can see these arrows are there, and when these winds are blowing they are carrying lots of moisture with them, and this moisture brings rain in the rainy season just after the summer, and it is known as summer monsoon. Okay, then what happens in the winter season? In winter season the winter monsoon brings rainfall to only southern part of India, that is mostly in the Tamil Nadu. And why it happens? See, in winter a giant land breeze blows out towards the sea. This land breeze means winds are blowing from land to the sea. Okay, and the sun moves away from the Tropic of Cancer, but the sea retains heat much longer, and so dry and cold winds blow from north of the country towards the sea. It blows towards the sea. Winds are blowing towards the sea, and they blow from the landmass north. They blow from the landmass north of our country. This from north they blow, and these winds are called the winter monsoon. And while moving or while proceeding ahead, they pick up moisture as they blow over the Bay of Bengal here. While moving they pick up moisture from the Bay of Bengal, and in this way, on the way, they bring rainfall to here, to this part, that is Tamil Nadu. Okay, so the winter monsoon brings rainfall in the southern parts of India. Okay, and it is because of the difference between the temperatures of land and the ocean water. Okay, once again you see here, this summer monsoon brings rain to the Indian subcontinent here because there is difference between the temperature here, ocean water, or here this Arabian Sea, and here the land is very hot during the summer, and that's why these winds from sea blow towards the land. Okay, and in winter season opposite situation is there, winds are blowing from land to the sea in this way. So we have summer monsoon and winter monsoon, and this is because of the uneven heating of the earth. Okay, then one last point is there, the movement of air is not exactly in the north south direction, that is from north to south or from south to north. See, when we have seen this picture here, this picture you can see here, the winds are not shown like this, they are not shown like this in the straight way, they are not straight. Why they are not straight? Why they are not moving directly from equator to the pole? They are not moving north to south or south to north, they are moving in this slanting way, they are moving in the slanting way. Why? What is the reason of this? The reason is the rotation of the earth, because earth is rotating continuously, and this causes a change in the direction of these winds, and that's why these winds do not blow or this air do not move exactly in the north south direction. Okay, this is the reason. So we have seen that the uneven heating of the different parts of the earth, it causes permanent winds, and these winds are called planetary winds. Planetary winds are of three types, that is trade winds, westerlies and easterlies. Easterlies they are blowing in the polar regions, westerlies they are blowing in the tropical regions, and the trade winds that are blowing from tropical regions to the equatorial region. Okay, and this is due to the difference in the pressure, difference in the air pressure, that we know that the air always moves from high pressure area to the low pressure area, and because of this wind system is formed. Okay, and these two situations I have told you, one is uneven hitting of the equator and the poles, and it forms the wind currents, and second one is uneven hitting of the land and water, and because of this India gets summer monsoon and winter monsoon. Okay, and this is the important part of our water cycle, this is the important part of our water cycle that brings rain to our country, our place. Okay, so this is all about the wind currents. You please watch this video again and again if you don't understand, and if you have any doubt then please ask me. Okay, so thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe my channel. We will meet again in our next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.